I have my nose stuck in the book, and I'm just like, okay, 3T, 2G, 1I, 1T, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Is this code? But it's actually first Tawanda Chideme.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the first letter of the poem, the poet who's in this. And, I'm just looking at this Tawanda Chideme, there's George Kandeero, and then there's Tim Maneswa. These are the three authors of this beautiful book, Mosi or Tunya, which we will be discussing with Audrey Chirenge this morning. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Marisa. You're looking lovely today.
Thank you so much. So do you, as always.
Thank you.
Excellent. Now, let's talk about our book. What is our book about today? It's a poetry.
Yes.
Poetry.
Yes. So for me, first of all, hats off to these poets. And this is three giants coming together to put a book together. And I also love the title. We're discussing the title earlier, Mosi Tunya, The Smoke That Thunders. Right. So I think for anyone who knows Zimbabwe, this is one of the things that we're really proud about. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And it's like the most standout of everything.
100%, one of the seven wonders of the world.
Right.
So I also love that title. And so we've got a poem actually from Tawanda, which says, it's titled Mosi Tunya. Let me just read a bit.
Right.
Shungu namutitima, the fury and the rainbow, this tyranny of beauty, flame lily rainbow that burns without fire. Mm-hmm. Her rapturous laughter is the roar of 20 lions, etc., etc.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is such a description, such a great description of the falls, isn't it?
I know.
I'm going to finish it. Her cascade of watery curtain, a great atomic water bomb that bombarded the ear of Livingston. Mosi Tunya, the smoke that thunders, the smoke that does not bring tears, creation's masterpiece. No wonder Queen Victoria stole your identity. Victoria Falls.
Yes.
What a beautiful poem by Tawanda. This is excellent. And some of the other poems that are in this book, Audrey?
We've got titles like Mutare, hey? So I'll just...
Because some of the authors are from...
Yes, and two of them actually started off at Mutare Teachers College. I'll go into the biographies later on. So you can see there's a lot of nostalgia when they write, even the title we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Two of them have worked in South Africa, so you have poems like Amakwere Igoli. We've got The Grave, because they talk about life and death as well, love and hate, just contrasting that. We've got another one called, this one is called Mutare. So I know you're from Mutare.
Yes.
So you can see the beginning starts with, in the deep green of your thickets, peace lies silent and still, the valley outspread below, serene, mellowing the rages of the soul. So you see, poetry is quite deep. Remember, we're talking. It
really is.
It is. It makes
the last time I was always like, oh, the cat that could not bat. They always have to rhyme. But this is a different angle of poetry, and the depth in these, the maturity, I would say. Maturity in some of these writings is something that's actually just captivating me, I must say.
Yes, definitely mature. Okay, maybe let me just talk about some of the lessons in the poetry. There's love and hate, the natural to the superficial, life to death, perceptions and inner reflections. Like life is always how you see it or how you look at it, and then people will put that down. And then nostalgia that we spoke about, it's about some of them, how they grew up, about their country, things like that. So it's actually a lovely read.
All right. It's also just appreciating growing up in this beautiful country, because I know a lot of people remember Tiza, obviously because of certain aspects, but we actually still have that. I like that description of Mutare, the peace, the greenery, because just driving there, I think just after Headlands, it smells different already.
Even the water tastes different.
It tastes different.
Yes.
And it's just an appreciation really of that. And it's not just saying Kwamtare, but I do know that Kwamtare is, the best place, really. It's also around the country. Kumusha Kwevanu is very different, and everybody always has that nostalgic moment. I do know one of the authors spent time in rural Chivu.
Yes, and he also, even in his writing, even in his biography, when the chapter opens about himself, he's very proud to talk about how he grew up, climbing the mountains, in the thicket of the trees and the animals. So I love that. There's such a rich history to this book. So anyone can read this book, from the young, the old, etc. Everyone can pick something from this book.
Right. From each author, Are they authors or are they poets? What do they have other books out, or they just came together to just do this collaboration?
Okay, let me read a bit of their biography. So we've got Tawanda Chideme, studied English and history at the UZ, and then a diploma in journalism. He has co-authored a history textbook. So so that is very profound. Wrote a play, which is profound again, and then co-authored a Shona poetry book with George Kandeero. That's the other one in there. And he has 3 other unpublished books. So we can actually expect a lot more from him. Coming from him. Then we've got George Kandeero, started study of languages at Mutare Teachers College, and then BE degree in University of Pretoria, Masters in Education and Information Communication at University of Joburg. So this is his second contribution to an anthology. And also the title of that anthology is called Chisipiti cha Mangurenje.
The fountain of
Mangurenje.
Okay.
Yes, you got it right. And then lastly, we've got Tim Manesqua, diploma in education at Mutare Teachers College again, degree in English and communication, and an honors degree in applied linguistics. Let me pause there. You know, this degree has always fascinated me. Linguistics, the study of languages. So that's actually huge. He then migrated to SA, has worked as a teacher, lecturer, consultant and project manager. He has a series of Shona novels. Michato Yeku Joni, that's the first one. Then Rosie, then Kerebo, then Sister Shego and Leti. And has also published a language book, Basic Shona for Beginners, and a novel, The First Date. So, like you were saying, these are 3 great giants in one book coming together, you know.
I love how they are not letting Shona die. You know, sometimes we're just getting these English books, even from our local authors. But I do know that Rumbi Chen also wrote a Shona poetry book. So it's like I'm still trying to read the words because Shona really is not really strong for me when I'm reading it, obviously. But I do love how they're keeping that alive. You know, kind of just our tradition is important.
Definitely. And even in most of their poems, you'll see the language in there, Shona, a bit of slang, keeping the language alive, like
That's
you're
good.
saying. Yes.
Where do we find this book, Audrey?
So this book, for now, it's a new release. For now, they're self-distributing. You can find them on social media. And then they've got a local person in Zim who can actually deliver the book to you, like how I got my copy. Yes, and the book is going for $15. For such a pot full of greatness, $15 is actually a good price.
And you know what, even just speaking to you today, I mean, we're always speaking about books. I can actually see that you are exuding excitement about this book, and just even reading some of the stories. I mean, poems. I also am thrilled. I mean, I want to get into this. It's such huge maturity in this. That's the one word that stuck with me now. Maturity. Yes. Excellent. So $15 Chete, guys. Where did you say we can get it?
You can find them on social media, and they'll direct you to someone who can deliver the book here locally.
Okay.
But guys, if you're listening, please get this book on Amazon or any of those platforms out there so that a lot of people can read.
Great book, Mosi or Tunya by Tawanda Chideme, George Kandeero, Timothy Manesqua. You can find them all on social media, and they can get the book delivered to you just for $15. Audrey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Marisa. Always a pleasure.
Konapo, Ipapo, Bazetian Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.